So hey everyone, this is Yude here. So today we'll be seeing one of the basic question. How does your code will actually gets executed? What are the stages between that? Forget about DSA questions. Even if you didn't solve DSA question, it's fine. But being a CS student, if you didn't answer these kind of questions, people will give you a look. So if you don't want to get that look, yeah. So we should be knowing what exactly happens. It is one of the basic. So yeah, we'll see. So whenever you write a code, let's say that is in your .cpp, right? So you write your code in high level language, right? So how does like your compiler does not directly convert into the binary code. So there are multiple steps, right? So what does it do? So first it will go to preprocessor, right? It will go to this preprocessor and it will convert that into a preprocessed file, which is .i extension. So what does this preprocessor do? It will expand your header files. Let's say you have hash include iostream, hash include bit slash standard c++.h, right? So it will expand all those header files, and if you define some macros, it will expand those macros here. So after converting into a preprocessed file, it will go to compiler. So what does this compiler do? It takes your preprocessed code, which is .i, and it will converts into assembly language, okay, which is .s extension. So what does this assembly language look like? If you have read computer organization subject, obviously you have seen like the commands like move r1 r2 add r1 r2, right? So these are the assembly level instructions. So the compiler will transform your high level code, which is your preprocessed code, into the assembly language. Then it will go to assembler, okay? Then it will go to assembler, and your assembler will convert into object file. So what does this object file will contain? It contains the binaries, which are just zeros and ones all over the file. So here you will be having multiple object files, right? So why multiple object files? Your program will be split into multiple source files. So that's why we'll be getting here multiple object files. So once after we receive this multiple object files, it goes to the linker, right? So this linker will link all these object files, and it will convert that into your .exe file, which is your actual executable code, right? So after this executable file is what we store in our hard disk, right? This is what the program, you will be writing your softwares or anything. This is what we'll be storing in our hard disk. So whenever you run a particular program, so the loader will take this program from the hard disk and it will run in the RAM. So this is how your code will actually compile and execute this. And even, you have to think like this, if you want to learn operating systems, just don't stop here until the RAM. Like what happens after the RAM? Like what exactly happens, How does it create a process? How does it create threads? When does the scheduler comes into the picture? So yeah, link to the real world flow and try to learn the subject, and ask yourself as many questions as you can, and that's the best way to prepare. So yeah, if there are still any doubts, you can comment down below, and if you do want any kind of content, you can suggest me down.